What's going on, guys? This is episode 74 of the NicheCast. It's been quite a while. I know this seems to be a pattern, and I know I've said this before many times, but we are back, and I promise you all, this is not going to be another thing where we do a couple episodes and then we just disappear for a couple months or something. And this is also the first episode that we're doing exclusively for Patreon backers. If you're not a backer on Patreon, go to patreon.com/nichegamer and become a member of the Niche Gamer Society. There's different tiers. If you want to get exclusive early access to these podcasts, make sure you subscribe to the Niche Gamer Elite tier. Yes, it is literally called Niche Gamer Elite Member. And you can get exclusive early access. And, for everybody else, you get to listen a week later, and it's still fun. So anyway, I'm Brandon, the founder, editor-in-chief of NicheGamer.com, and now Nichiban. That's how long it's been, I think, right? Right, guys. I think it's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been quite a while. So anyway, the that's my little shtick, my little showman intro thing is done. I'm joined by quite a few guys actually. I'm excited. I didn't think we would get this many staff on the podcast tonight, but I'm joined by 4 of our main staff members, and usually I just call people out and introduce yourselves, but I'm thinking we should have the new boy introduce himself first. Hey Hunter, why don't you introduce yourself?
Do I have to? Alright, I guess I will then. My name is Hunter Finalo. I've written for a bunch of tech publications, but Brandon sold me on writing about niche games and Vidya, and I'm glad to be part of the staff.
That's awesome, man. Hunter's been awesome. Hasn't been on the site for super long, but already banged out a couple of reviews, and we have lots of little schemes we're coming up with, and with all the other staff. So we have a lot of stuff coming up.
I just want to add a jab. I think I'm the youngest member of your team.
Wait, actually, how young are you, dude? I forget.
I'm 21.
Oh, I wish I was young still.
Probably. I think Ryan might be younger.
No, Ryan's like 26 or something like that.
Yeah, he's like 25 or 26. Yeah, that's right. Cool.
I think I'm probably the oldest.
Actually, yeah, speaking of CWB, why don't you introduce yourself, man?
Oh, shit. Alright. I was getting flat in my chair here. Oh. I'm CWB. I'm the social media amoeba. That's what I call myself. And pretty much all of the memes that go up on the page, the Instagram, and the Twitter for both Nichiban and Niche Gamer is pretty much me. So, yeah. That's all me annoying everybody with my memes.
Man, CWB has been a huge member of the team, and I feel like we're finally in a spot where the team has been just fucking awesome. We're having a lot of fun. And the last 2 members, last but not least, Frank, why don't you introduce yourself, man?
Hey, I'm Frank. I'm the guy who mostly does the indie stuff and PC gaming stuff. I do all of the daily niche spotlights that people seem to be liking these last few of them.
Yeah, man. They do really well. They've been awesome. And I want to make it a point that there hasn't been. I think we're the only gaming site on the planet that is literally every day. Here's a completely new game. Check it out. It's cool.
Yeah.
I don't think any other site does that.
A few of them try it, but they don't really dig through Steam and stuff like that a lot. They a lot of them tend to be sort of the games that are slightly known but not too obscure.
Dude.
Well, to be fair, you got to kind of know what to look for, because Steam's, notoriously full of bloatware. Let's be real. So.
Yeah, I'm digging through the Steam new release right now, and there's a lot of low-effort porn games.
Can you send me a few links?
Dang, they're not even worth that.
The only good porn game on Steam is the one called Eroico.
That one's good.
Have you
That's
guys played VR
really good.
Kanojo?
The fuck is that?
Well, I mean, if I could kind of delve into this, Brandon, do we have time?
Yeah, man. Of course, it's
I'll
conversation.
do a quick 30-second overview about it.
Yeah.
It's a VR sex simulator.
Oh, pfft.
It's
Okay.
fantastic.
Oh, I thought it was the one with the maids.
No, sir. This is VR Kanojo.
Does it have like fleshlight Bluetooth or some shit like that?
One can only hope for teledildonics, CWP.
Yeah, that's actually kind of cool to think about. Actually,
I don't know what that means. I'm gonna be honest.
They have a couple. They have a couple like that in Japan.
Oh,
A little
yeah,
scared to ask.
Yep. Yeah.
Electrical super sucker.
With the, I believe it's called the Juicy Air controller.
Oh, so gross.
I like how he knows.
isn't there like a fucking GIF online of like this machine with like this sucking mouth? That's like in Japan at some fucking convention, and it's just like this pink rubber thing that's just like. I can't remember where it comes from.
Oh, have you seen China has new milking machines for sperm donors?
I think that might be one of them I was thinking about. Yeah, I think that's what I found that at.
All right. I mean,
Anyway, yeah, let's get back on track. And last but
we're gonna be scary.
last but not least, Alan, why don't you introduce yourself, man?
Hi, I'm your tech guy, the gamer guy, and somebody who hates Google.
Yeah, we're gonna get to Stadia a little bit. We're gonna hate on Google like a lot of people do.
I'm also probably one of the guys who have written the least for this site, but I've been busy, and by the time you guys watch this, or listen to this, you might be seeing a graphics card review up in the next couple.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's crazy to think that we're growing so much that we're now getting hardware, peripherals. We're getting pretty much any game that we ask for, we're getting it. I mean,
you said you got an email for some other companies trying to send us some more hardware.
yeah.
It's kind of funny how with the site and the viewership on the site, just a couple dozen articles really got some people knocking.
I mean, it's been crazy, and we're gonna get into. I mean, the podcasting of the NicheCast is obviously focused mostly on games. We talk about random shit, as you just heard a little while ago, but Jesus. Christ. But yeah, like we talk about games and try to keep it a little bit structured and have a little bit of stuff to talk about, and speaking of, we're going to get into the niche news of the week. So got about 13 things to talk about, even though this is like the past week or so. So there's possibly stuff in the past like 2 or 3 months or whatever that we're missing, but whatever, fuck it, we're we're trying to be on topic with new stuff. So anyway, BlizzCon happened. Remember that, guys? Remember BlizzCon?
Don't you have phones?
Yeah, man.
I don't support Blizzard because I am not a.
So the Too Long Didn't Read, if you guys were listening and you have no idea what we're talking about, why we're all, dejected about Blizzard. I mean, I think a lot of us grew up with Blizzard games like Warcraft and Diablo and Starcraft and stuff, and they've gotten huge. I mean, they're one of the biggest developers on the planet, I think. And
yes, StarCraft here. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Same. StarCraft 2 is the Blizzard game for me.
Yeah, and leading up to BlizzCon, there was this huge debacle. We covered it quite a bit with a pro Hearthstone player named Blitzchung, and in the short version, he won this one match, and at the end of the match, they interviewed him, and he basically recited the Hong Kong protest mantra like word by word, and then it was
while wearing a gas mask.
Yeah, that's right. While wearing a gas mask, and it was like,
Whoa.
it was. I forget how it's like, freedom for our people, blah blah, Hong Kong.
Free Hong Kong, revolution of our age, or something like that.
Yeah. And it was like a bomb went off because we're in a time now, and maybe this should have been the topic. Well, I don't know, whatever. Um, but we're in a time now where you have all these giant, multinational corporations or developers or whatever, and they're trying to not piss off China and the Chinese censors, and that's what they were doing. They banned Blitzchung. They removed his winnings. It was really bad, and so leading up to the BlizzCon, it was like they just banned him, and then that was it. And then they were like, "We're sorry, but he's still banned." And they also announced Diablo 4, Overwatch 2, and I think that was it, right? Like there wasn't anything else.
It was literally that scene from South Park where the guy gets caught being a fucking asshole. And he's laying on that bearskin rug naked going, I'm sorry, we're sorry.
The BPO spoke up.
We're sorry. And he's like, got his lip all curled up, like, oh, please forgive me, we're sorry. I'm so sorry. And it's like, it was so fucking obvious. I mean, but you gotta think, dude. Think about how much China owns. Like we took our economy and pretty much replaced it in China. China has our economy from like 20 years ago. And they're like the next superpower. Like, we're not the superpower anymore. And it's really fucking scary, actually. But what can you do?
I don't know. I thought it was funny with the whole like progressive angle that Blizzard has taken. When you look at China, they're the complete opposite because
they're fucking
their statue outside. Their statue outside literally says something along the lines of "every person a voice."
Yeah, and people, what do you call it? Like protested outside of the sign. Some of their.
Yep.
Well, they covered up that part of the sign with paper.
And not only that, but there was a character. I don't know if it was the new character revealed with Overwatch 2, something like that. But one of their new characters in one of their new games or current games, they're like, oh, she's a lesbian. This is wonderful, and she's proud. But then in China, it's like, oh no, she's straight. Nope.
That's Tracer. Yeah, it's just because they
Tracer and
there's a new one. Yeah.
Tracer and Soldier 76 and the new one.
Yep.
Are you kidding me?
No, I wish I dude, if I'm. Oh yeah. Yep.
Same thing with Riot because they have like a little gecko girl.
Well, Riot is 100% owned by China.
Yeah, Riot has a little one of the League of Legends characters is a little gecko girl that's a lesbian, and she's only a lesbian in the way.
Yeah.
I mean, to anybody listening, just remember, large companies and giant businesses care about their bottom line. They don't actually care about whatever fight you're going.
Yeah, no, they don't care about any.
They just think if they sell these things, they'll market to you better. That's all that this is.
Oh yeah, I think what it is, I mean, we've seen this happening the past 10, 15 years or so. China was sort of like this weird thing where they were probably making. I mean, well, obviously they were making money hand over fist, and then they, like.
Well, the thing is with Blizzard is, if you want to get technical, Blizzard's first success with StarCraft in particular, if you want to get down to the nitty gritty, actually started in Korea. That's where they got the majority of their foothold in at least esports circle. It was Korea.
Yep.
Like North and South Korea. That is like where Blizzard is fucking insanely popular. And I remember from back in like the late 90s, early 2000s, playing on Battle.net. If you went up against somebody with a Korean name, you might as well just fucking give up because you ain't going to beat them. I'm serious, dude. These dudes were insanely good and insanely dedicated. And it's like it warped into like this monolith of sorts to where now they're just like pretty much China's bitch. And it's so fucking it's just so weird.
Well, you have to also consider too the fact that you know, China has been producing like pretty much everything, you know, for the past couple of decades. But then,
Yeah, like goods,
Yeah.
like good.
And
Yeah,
then-
yeah, yeah.
yeah, and the problem was like these companies never considered selling shit to China. That or there was cultural. Well, they call it cultural restrictions, but they literally their government says, "Oh, you cannot sell gaming consoles here," and then it's like, "Oh, well, really?" And that was the thing for for a long time. So PC gaming,
So,
yeah,
China is a really nationalist country, and they're the kind of country that'll work with the Western businesses for as long as it takes for them to find their own version of it and sell it to their own market and ban.
oh yeah,
Which is essentially what they've done.
yeah,
Yeah, no, it's totally yeah, all
Is
the people
that
are
IP
like
there?
free trade and all that stuff. It doesn't exist for China.
nah, yeah. um. Anyway, let's we got a lot to cover. So enough talking about Blizzard and how they cucked out to China. China.
Can I just say that I don't understand why they're making an Overwatch 2?
Money.
Well, hey,
Well, but it's weird because Overwatch one player
Well, they
can,
would shut everybody up for one.
this is true.
yeah, but like Overwatch one players can play with the new characters, they can play with the new maps, they can play the new modes, and the progression and everything covers over. So it just feels like they literally they took a patch and said it's Overwatch
I'm
2.
hoping. What I'm really hoping is that there's a lot of under the hood stuff that they need to do to get the game running better. Because I don't know if you guys are familiar, but Overwatch is coded terribly and it runs terribly on PCs. Like it doesn't really
I've heard
utilize
that too.
hardware properly. It uses one core. It might as well be a DirectX 9 game. It's not, but it might as well be a DirectX 9 game.
Yeah, I
You
can
can
confirm
implement-
it runs like shit through the Blizzard launcher. Yeah, it's not that good.
So it might be a technical thing that they can't do, and they could just, have that version that just runs well for people who have really old hardware, and this one for newer ones. That's
Yeah.
totally just a guess, though.
Well,
Or the money thing. I think Hunter's probably right in the money.
I mean, you can look.
Well, it's
at,
like
sorry.
it's like the only thing you actually get from buying Overwatch 2 seems to be the PVE stuff. So it's like, are they going to charge us $60 to play co-op?
I mean, I guess.
Do you put it past them?
Oh, I mean, no, but like I'm confused why it's like they're just making it like Overwatch 2 and not just like a like remember expansion packs back in the day?
Oh yeah. Wait. Oh yeah, Path of Exile 2. Oh, I forgot to put that in the news. That was announced, and that's that's like literally like an expansion pack that's also named number 2. You know.
God, they teased more
I-
gameplay for the Wasteland 3 a week ago on IGN. Fucking, I want
Yeah,
that
we
game
covered
bad.
that. Yeah, they showed more gameplay and they announced that they finally announced the release.
Yep. Oh yeah.
I need that
good.
game so bad.
It looks really good. You can review it.
Yeah, fuck yeah, I will. Give me that game.
Path of
Cool.
Exile or Wasteland?
Wasteland.
Wasteland 3.
Because I wanted to play that one.
Oh, dude. Oh, my God. Oh, get Wasteland 2 as soon as you can and play it. Trust me, it's good. If you marginally liked Fallout 1 and 2, you will love Wasteland 2 because it is made by the people that originally created Fallout.
Oh, wow.
Three-quarter down, isometric RPG, polished fucking battle system. I mean, fucking polished, dude. It is
Plus
good.
one for that. I really enjoyed Wasteland 2.
Oh, it's so good. And I'm looking for Wasteland 3. If it's half as good as 2, I'm happy. Seriously. I know I'm gushing about it, but I mean it's that good. Seriously. I was kind of fucking surprised by it because it came on Xbox Game Pass out of nowhere, and I was just kind of checking it out last year. And
I grabbed it off Game Pass and enjoyed the shit out of it for about 45, 50 hours.
Fuck yeah, hell yeah! I got like 120 hours, and I think I beat it like 4 times with like different builds. You know, because it's got that replayability value. You know, where you got like your perks and all that shit and everything, and you can just kind of do different builds, like different routes and everything too. Like you can kind of go the whole comically evil route. You can go the good guy route. You can go the neutral route. You know, only thing I don't like is like you can't save both of those bases at the first of the game. But you know, I ain't gonna spoil it for you. But seriously, go play it. Everybody needs to go play it. It's good.
Well, speaking of Xbox Game
Everybody
Pass,
listening should go play.
yeah.
Yes, everybody listening, go play Wasteland 2. Don't be a faggot. Go play it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the Steam sales, they should be having a Steam sale like next week because they usually have one for Thanksgiving. It'll probably be like
Yeah, it'll
$5.
be like fucking like $10. I mean,
It'll be like $5 or $10.
It's even worth $20 what it's going for now. I mean, seriously.
I still gotta play it though. I think I have it on Steam.
Oh, dude, it's good. It's worth checking. It's controller compatible too. You know, if you have trouble with like me, where I have carpal tunnel real bad and I can't play my RTS games and stuff like I used to, like StarCraft. I can't play StarCraft anymore because my fucking wrists are all fucked up. But yeah, and even the controller part of it, playing with the controller, is just easy. It's easy as hell. I mean, the game's fucking hard. You know, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Game's pretty fucking hard. If you don't prepare for every battle, you're gonna get your ass kicked. That's pretty much just the long and short of it.
Man, it sounds so good. But it's funny you guys were talking about Game Pass. I was gonna just note that the talking about Game Pass, the next stories. Microsoft had their thing, XO19 or whatever the hell it's called. Like, what's it stand for anyway? It's like X019 or something. I don't know. Whatever.
I think it's like their play on Expo or some shit like that.
Is that the event that was in London?
Yeah. And I only included the stuff that I think is the biggest stuff from there. But I mean, they had some new games and stuff. It was. I'm like, Jesus, like, you know.
The whole time I did tech support for that outfit, I just was like, half the shit that went on, I was like, really?
Yeah. But yeah, Game Pass sounds like a really good deal. I mean, they have.
Oh, it is. Yeah. It is, seriously.
They're bringing all these new games though. So just a recap from the XO19 or whatever conference. They're bringing Final Fantasy 7 through 15 to Game Pass. Which,
what?
The thing that sets the Game Pass apart from a lot of them is, well, they've got the library to back it up for one.
Yep.
You know, and for the longest, Xbox kind of just partnered with EA for the longest. Like they had like their EA access that you could buy through the Xbox. And if I'm not mistaken, and this is just me, just from where I was on the ground level with a lot of this stuff and tech support, I can't help but wonder if doing that for a couple of years was like a test run, you know, to kind of see if people would buy that kind of shit. And of course they did. They eat it up, you know. And EA, EA's library, even though they are Electronic Arts, their game library is like dwarfed by the size of Microsoft Xboxes, you know.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, whenever they launched the Game Pass, it just fucking blew up, you know. And now that they've combined them to where you can get like the Xbox Ultimate deal for like $15 a month or something like that, you get gold and you get the Game Pass for like, you know, whereas it'd be $10 a piece for both, it's like 15. You know, but it's just really up to, if you don't want to have to keep games and stuff all the time, and you just kind of more of a, I think it's more designed for, lack of a better way of putting it, the more casual folks, I guess. I think it's kind of what they try to appeal with a lot of these services is casuals.
Yeah, backlog people.
Yeah, I mean, the cool thing about it is, you know, I think a lot of people like the Netflix style of stuff, of access. I mean, I use it. I have a friend of mine who barely plays Xbox and is a PC gamer, and he just gives the extra $5 a month just because he gets live too. And if he wants to
Yeah.
play on his Xbox, he don't have to worry about
Yeah. You don't have to worry about going and getting buying, the membership and all that shit, and it's just kind of an out of sight, out of mind thing. And I think that's why
it. I
they got it
mean,
set up
yeah.
like that.
The other thing too is you gotta keep in mind, for some people they got, for some of the older people, $5 a month extra really is a drop in the bucket.
Yeah.
And the value now, I mean, it's just it's becoming more of a value because I mean, I wasn't done with saying what they've added. They also added the first three Yakuza prequels to Game Pass. So Yakuza 0, Kiwami 2 are all coming to Game Pass, which is crazy. It's like,
Wait, the Yakuza games are coming to Game Pass?
yes, oh yeah, bro. Oh yeah, bro. It's the prequels, but that's the start of it. And the crazy thing is,
Damn, I started fucking coughing. Sorry, but
people didn't realize that this is Yakuza coming to Xbox for the first time. You know,
Oh yeah,
So-
that is.
it's a big deal.
Curio is now Microsoft property.
And I think, oh yeah, right. I had a separate article. Final Fantasy 14 is still coming to Xbox One, which is crazy. So they basically, when they talked about Game Pass, like, oh yeah, we're getting all the Final Fantasies. And then people were like, what about 14? And they were like, well, we're still planning on 14, and it's still coming. Stay tuned. And it's like, oh, okay. So they're throwing all this money, dude, at this. It's crazy.
Hmm.
You know? But then they had game announcements too. So I feel like, though, I'm sure you guys will agree, it's like, dude, these announcements, man, like, especially, we'll do them chronologically. So Don't Nod Entertainment, the people who did Life is Strange, Vampire, they announced their new game called Tell Me Why. So Tell Me Why, and it features a trans protagonist, and it's like, okay,
Tell me why they did that.
yeah.
There's
It's like, we'll probably end up reviewing it because I think Microsoft is publishing it. So, and it's like, we'll give the game a chance, but it's like, we've seen their storytelling with Life is Strange and stuff, and it's not good. I mean, you have like these French Canadian guys trying to write teenage Americans, and now like a teenage trans American person.
Fucking with drinking and underage sex scenes. Like, what the fuck is up with that whole series?
And, yeah.
It's like, holy shit, dude.
And saying hella a lot. Yeah, this is hella
Yeah.
cool. Hella. It's like, oh my god.
It reminds me of fucking Bro Team had that drinking game where every time somebody said hell, you take a shot.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's so good. I miss Bro Team. We actually, he's a friend of the website, by the way.
Yeah, he's cool
Yeah.
as fuck. I think he pretty much give up on Twitter.
Yeah, well, he has a secret Twitter though, right? Like,
Oh, really?
Yeah, like we follow each other, and he has a secret Twitter account. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'll tell you who he is, and I think it's kind of like people know that it's him at this point because like he'll be dunking on Polygon and Kotaku all the time, and it's just I think he posts links to his Twitch on the Twitter now too when he goes live. Yeah, but
That's funny.
yeah, we've talked about having doing some sort of collab, so I'm hoping to get him on the pod sometime. That'd be really cool, and yeah, like he's talked about it. We've talked about it. He's down, and if you're listening, that as an FYI, we're going to be doing the podcasts at least bi-weekly. We're hoping to do them weekly, depending scheduling and stuff like that. Getting stupidly busy now, but we are going to start doing guests on the podcasts, and we are planning some spin-off podcasts as a little teaser. It's the most I can say right now. and so keep an eye out for that. It's going to be very interesting. And, we'll be doing more original content. So, we'll have guests on. We're going to be doing more interviews too. We did a bunch of those over the summer and the spring and stuff. So yeah, a lot of stuff's coming, man. I mean, Bro Team, whoever, Colin Moriarty, they all want to do some sort of collab. So excited.
We need to get Colin on a fucking podcast, or we need to go on his.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, dude.
Dude, he wants to get me onto Fireside Chats. I'm like,
Do it.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, man, let's do it. So I think
Yeah.
when he gets back to the East Coast where he belongs, when he gets back here, I'm probably gonna connect with him and we'll do I'll be the show pony and I'll go try to name drop Niche Gamer as much as possible. I'll be like, hey,
does he live in the Northeast, or does he live in LA?
He lives in San Fran, I think. And,
Oh God!
but he's
because IGN's headquartered there.
yeah, and his hometown is like Long Island, so but apparently
Long Island?
yeah, man.
I'm on Long Island. Where? What?
Dude, you never knew? Oh man, dude, Colin is like a massive Islanders fan. I mean, that's like and Jets, like.
Yep.
I had
Oh,
no
yeah.
idea
Oh, yeah,
he was
he's-
on Long
he's-
Island.
Yeah, he's an unapologetic Jets fan. I mean, it's fucking
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, I am too. So before you start talking, just remember who you're talking.
Yeah. But yeah, apparently most of I think over half his family lives in Virginia now, so he's actually moved to Virginia. But yeah, that'd be cool. We'll connect. Be cool, and I'll be like,
Really, really interesting thing about Colin Moriarty. Really interesting tidbit.
"What's up?"
He used to write game guides on game.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. I remember him talking about that. Like that was his start, kind of. Because
I used a lot of those guides as a kid.
yeah. Well, he went to college for English, I think, or a history, and then he was like, "Oh, I want to get into the gaming industry." And then they were like, "Well, have you done anything?" And he's like, "Yeah, these GameFAQ walkthroughs." And they're like, "Oh, okay." And that was his start. So, And just another FYI, if you applied for Niche Gamer or Nichiban, and we are finishing out these waves of hires, that's not the end. So if you are looking to write for us and do content for us, next year, we'll be growing the team a bit more. So stay tuned. And just like Colin Moriarty and other people that had their start in the industry, we're not looking for anything crazy. It's literally just, hey, do you like games?
Yeah, like I was telling somebody the other day in Discord, they hit me up and said that they sent you a application, whatever. But long story short, I asked them, I was like, well, you have anything published anywhere? And they're like, no, I don't have anything published. I'm sorry for bothering you. And they kind of felt bad. And I was like, no, we're not looking for that. We just,
Yeah.
I just didn't know if you had anything noteworthy you wanted to bring up. We're not really looking for the next Walter fucking Cronkite at gaming,
Yeah.
I mean,
I got my start in tech writing, literally because I did an interview with a writer for a podcast that we used to get like 50 people on me and one of my and the guy was like, "Wow, you really know your stuff." It's like, "Would you like to write?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I mean, it's not as hard as people think to get into this industry. It's just you got to temper your expectations.
Yep. That's one of the biggest parts of it. Yeah.
You also got to expect to pay lumps and not expect to get, the biggest titles immediately and get all the attention and get whatever you want to.
You also have to bow down to the hive mind.
Yeah, you need to go on Reddit and upvote whatever everybody else upvotes, or else you're.
You have to make sure that you're using all the proper terminology, all the proper pronouns, and all the proper titles and genders.
And you too one day could write about Red Dead.
you two could write about realistic horse assholes in Skyrim.
Yeah, or how
Or which
yeah.
Pokemon you want to fuck.
Or how each amiibo feels in your butthole.
No, that's we'll leave that stuff to Waypoint and their
My
9S.
my favorite amiibos to shove into my rectum are Ridley. You know the alien from.
Apparently,
Bro, he likes to be filled. He said Ridley. He likes a good filling.
Well, here's the thing. These are the amiibos. So I literally have them on my desk right here. I have Mega Man, Ridley, and the Sun Bro from Dark Souls. And
They have a Sunbro
Shove,
from Dark
shove,
Souls?
shove Solaire up your ass.
yeah, man. And he's doing the praise the sun pose. So if you shove this up your butthole, his arms are making a V. That would hurt. That would hurt a lot. You'd have to
Wow.
you'd have to start with one arm, and then
Ah,
you have to wedge him in there and then
my
get the other
favorite
arm.
thing though
in there.
about that.
But you
My
deserve
favorite
it.
thing
That you deserve it as a white dude, even though you're Italian.
the best.
My favorite thing about the Amiibo article that I don't remember who wrote it years ago.
Yeah, right.
Uh,
Dude, he's gone.
Was Bowser
Jed
was the top one.
Baker.
Yeah,
Was Bowser was the top one, and I was like, of course that would be the worst one because he has spikes, bro. Come on now.
You know what's sad? Did you guys hear about that? How later he said that he wasn't paid for anything.
That was the only article he actually made any sort of money on.
Really?
Yes, because they paid.
In traffic,
They pay based on, like per 1,000 clicks or something. You get like a couple cents.
That sucks. That's fucked up. Yeah,
I mean, that
yeah.
stuff can work if, as the writer, if you have really good content, but it also makes people write shit
Oh yeah.
so that they can.
Well, the thing is, by itself, it's a fucking funny shit post if you think about it. You know.
Emphasis on the shit post part.
Yeah.
Well, it's just hard when you see the rest of them talking about how games journalism is true art form, and we're artists, and we are the ones. We're critics who are defining art, and it's like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. I don't take what I do this seriously. I put graphics cards in a machine and I play.
Yeah.
I'm not here, solving world hunger or anything.
I mean that I was posting about that like once again. I do this like maybe once a week. I don't know, on Twitter, and it's like it's seriously like I feel like these, what's his name? Quartering calls them urinalists, and I don't want to use his term for it, but they're just like frauds. They're hacks. I mean, I think we all agree they want to be writing columns for New York Times, and they want to, or be chasing after some political beat after some congressman or something, and instead they got a job writing about fucking video games, and they're like, these are for fucking kids, man. This is bullshit, man. I don't even like video games. And I think that's what it is. I mean, I don't know if you guys know this, but Brian Crescenti, this big dude in the gaming industry and this and that, he got his start reporting on crime. He was like a crime reporter for, I forget who it was, and that's what he's into. I mean, that makes total sense because he's one of those guys that wants to make gaming, in their words, better than it is. They want to make it into art, some mystical thing where they are the curators, and it's like, dude, they're just fucking video games. Just play them, like.
I mean, I'd argue that a lot of the people listening to this just want to know if the games that they're going to buy with their hard-earned money are good, and if it's worth their time.
That's it.
I think they listen to this stuff to try to get a better understanding and to know whether this stuff is good or not. I mean, I read somewhere that the average person spends, or one of the sites I worked on, the bounce rate on it, or the time that people read the web page was something like 4 minutes for review.
Damn.
So, I mean, you can't read a 1,500 word, or you can't read a 2,500 word review in 4 minutes. So most people are just skimming through it.
Yeah. Oh
so
yeah.
you have to kind of,
Yeah, nobody
accept
wants to
it.
know. Nobody wants to know that you have to fucking shove how horrible Trump is in on the Thanksgiving dinner on a fucking
Oh,
review
someone literally did that in a review. I can't remember who or what game
on
it
a fucking
was.
on a fucking review of like a Pokemon game. It's like get
I
the
saw
fuck over
I saw the
yourself.
best thing
Oh
was
wait,
one of the
seriously?
I saw one of the Madden reviews had at least 2 paragraphs talking about Colin Kaepernick, and I'm like, I'm sorry, but he's not an NFL quarterback anymore. I don't know what this has to do with anything.
He's not even in that Madden game, probably.
I think he was. Yeah, no, there was even an issue where he didn't want to be in one of them, and that was like a big.
We'll talk about. All right, let's get conversational for a minute here. All right, so Stephen A. Smith, respect him greatly. He's an amazing dude, and he tore Colin Kaepernick a new asshole. Did you hear about this shit? How?
I did not.
Oh, bro.
Are
So
you? Wait, are you talking about the tryout?
yeah,
Why
man.
don't you educate our viewers who are or listeners who are might not be so sports and
Yeah, so for all you gamers with a hard R out there, oh, I'm gonna have to cut that later. All you gamers, um, who don't care about sports at all. Like I personally don't really fully care about sports, but I can watch them and enjoy them and follow them and
I love
stuff.
sports ball. Leave me alone. Go ahead.
Yeah, right. Anyway, Colin Kaepernick, he kneeled and then he got fired or whatever. I don't know. And he's been like trying to be an activist ever since then. All this stuff and the Nike thing and all this stuff. And anyway, he apparently really, really, really wants to be a player again in the NFL. And there was like 20 or 30 teams like ready to go watch him try work out and do a workout and see that he's been in shape, he's been keeping up with it, he can play again like right away, right? And when the time came and they're supposed to like 20 or 30 professional NFL teams were like lining up to get all that publicity. Oh, we helped bring Colin Kaepernick back and blah blah. That's all it is. They want all that good PR. Anyway, they were ready, and when it came down to him practicing, he was like, nah, today doesn't work, and I don't want to do it there. I want to do it like here at like this random place, and then yeah, and maybe
So this
yeah.
this is probably the best part of the story. The NFL had it scheduled in the Atlanta Falcons home stadium, and they had a rule that no press could be there. And Colin Kaepernick at the last second changed his mind and told everybody that they should practice at a high school. So nobody came to it except for the press and Colin Kaepernick. He had a tryout or a workout in front of the
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yep.
because
Yeah.
you guys might not know this, but the NFL is like crazy with how locked down they are on everything, and that's just how they are. It's not because they don't like Colin Kaepernick or anything. They're just a very strict league about everything.
Oh yeah.
NFL is supposed to mean no fun league. That's been the joke for years.
Oh yeah. Anyway, back to video games. So let's wrap up the niche news. So
Hey, video games.
yeah, man. So Microsoft had a couple more things. So this one, I was. Oh wait, hold on. So yeah, Rare announced a new open world adventure game called Everwild. It's like, all right, you know, there's no gameplay, right? It's like, what is it? So there's that. I think this is gonna bum you guys out though. Obsidian Entertainment and Microsoft announced this survival game called Grounded, and I don't know. It's like Honey I Shrunk the Kids, but with just the kids. And
Isn't that the one that looks kind of like Fortnite?
yeah, it looks like Fortnite,
Yeah.
but Honey I Shrunk the Kids, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah. That was one of the ones where my eyes just kind of glazed over and I just wasn't paying attention.
So, I mean, to be fair, one of the things I'll say is I know a lot of, I wouldn't say a lot of, but a good amount of the talent that was around Obsidian, when Fallout New Vegas came out, no longer work there. So I mean, my expectations are a lot lower.
Yeah.
I've heard the Outer Worlds is pretty good, though.
Having been the person who reviewed the Outer Worlds, I can confirm that Obsidian is not the company they used.
Yeah. Yeah, speaking about that.
The Outer Worlds, it's the more I think about it, the more I think I was too forgiving on that review. And I gave it a 7, and I still think that I was maybe being too forgiving.
Well, apparently it's Game of the Year contender, apparently, with a certain award show that is by no means, reflective of the industry.
I wouldn't even call it my RPG of the year. I liked Greedfall a lot more than it.
Wow, damn. That's tough.
Funny story, because we bring up Game Awards, and when we bring that up, of course, we have to bring up the Dorito Pope.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
A friend of mine actually was at I think it was an Intel or an AMD or an NVIDIA event or something, and they brought him along. And this friend of mine, who's also a hardware writer, is a bit of a grown man shit poster, I guess the way. So
like me.
he said when he got in the elevator, he got in the same elevator as Jeff, the Dorito Pope, and he said, he's there.
Dorito Pope.
Serious? And he's like, I just looked at him and I started snickering. He's like, and then I looked away. He's like, what's so funny? And I'm like, nothing. And he's like, all I could think of in my head was, he said, all I could think of in my head was the image of the Dorito on his head. And he's just imagine you're in an elevator
and just that iconic ad that was just
the iconic ad of him,
complete just shield of Halo, just like he just Mountain Dew and Halo was just coming out of his
sandwiched. Yeah, he's above him is a Halo ad, and he's sandwiched between a Mountain Dew and a Dorito ad, and he just has this.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. For whatever they paid him, it was probably worth it to become a meme. He probably got a lot of money.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Dude, I can only imagine.
I would be a meme to have a 3 summer houses.
At least 8 figures. I mean, let's get real.
Well,
all
right. To put it into perspective, with how much money he was making at that time, and then how much he made just off of that, and then it's like, and then he walked away from it, right? That's the biggest thing to take away, to think about all of that. It's like, and people were like, oh, he realized how bad it got, blah blah. It's like, fuck no. He
got enough that he didn't have to put himself down to that level anymore.
Yeah, and he made enough to where he's like, I could just fuck off and just try to do my own thing, and that was it.
Guess what? I'll work 4 times a year, and I'll take that money and live comfortably till.
Yep. Yeah.
Sounds pretty.
Yeah, it's.
Can we talk about how greasy it is that Death Stranding is like in every nomination for the Video Game Awards, and the host is buddy with Kojima.
Oh God! I mean, people were giving me shit about that on Twitter. They're like, well, Jeff isn't involved with the selection process or the voting process, and I'm like, fuck you. I'm like,
guess what? Guess what? Even if he isn't, it's still. Memes are always funny, guys. The memes that I kept seeing today, the whole reason why he decided to host it was just so he could hang out with Kojima.
Dude, all that stuff. I mean, when Cody gets the Death Stranding review done, spoilers, it's not amazing. It's I have a copy. I bought it with my own money, and I'll play it. But I don't know when, because I'm not really excited to play it because
I
got the big dumb thing.
Yeah, I got the big retard edition with the baby. Yeah.
I like Kojima stuff. I always did. And I want to see how insane this is. So I think I'm going to slog myself through the game, play it,
I've been watching a couple of gameplays of it, and I'm probably gameplay wise, just like watching folks, probably halfway through the game. You know, just by watching people. You know, because it's like Brandon. I'll keep it going in the background whenever I'm doing other shit. You know, it's like I really don't have the fucking time nor the money to buy the game. But anyway,
yeah, I think I mentioned it in an older podcast or Twitter or whatever, and my theory was that all this is Kojima wanting to make something with all of his favorite actors. That's it. Like that's literally.
Well, so far it seems to be a pretty solid resource gathering game. Because you're pretty much you're a delivery man. You're literally a postal person, and you are delivering goods for people that have lost connections over like the country from like this big thing that happened, and you're fighting these bandits that are addicted to mail. They're addicted to hijacking mail. You know, and that's not really it's not really a spoiler because I'm not even scratching the surface of the fucking there's a lot to the game. You know, and there's like a lot that you got to kind of pay attention to because Kojima shit, like it's anybody that's played a Kojima game, he likes to slip these little fucking that trippy shit in all the time, you know, and it's like you got to really kind of pay attention because like something that happened like 10 hours before, you'll be like playing 10 hours later, be like, oh, that's what they meant, and it's like, yeah, it's like multiple moments of that, but it's not near as like. What's the word I'm looking for? It's not as like fantastical, I guess, as the Metal Gear games was. Like we're in but at the same time, the fucking the boss fights where you fight the BTs, yeah, they look pretty fucking cool, dude. It's got some pretty good character design, man.
Yeah,
the male pirates have me sold.
And Troy Baker's fucking cool too. I mean,
he's always cool.
Yeah, he's just cool in general, and he plays a very convincing bad guy. So yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, but when do you become a baby that gets eaten?
That's actually an ongoing theme.
Nice.
It is. It's like well. Well, fuck it. The game's been out for a while, and God, okay. You'll see it.
There's somebody that's gonna listen to this and yell.
Yeah, I gotta play it still. So I got my copy. Have to get some time away from their reviews.
Yeah. I don't want to spoil. I don't want to spoil a lot of the cool mechanics because it really does have some pretty cool mechanics. And I'm not going to get like too big brained about it or anything. Trying to pick it apart like I've seen a lot of these videos stuff are trying to do. They're like, oh my god, it's revolutionized gaming. It's like, no,
the baby is the orange man.
Yeah, it's like it's not. There's this political ham-fisting shit people are trying to do. It's not in there. It's bullshit.
I mean, so
what if the baby's actually us?
What if we're gay the whole time?
That's the entire game.
Yeah, it's like you get to the end. It's like, oh my god, I'm gay.
It's like that's the secret. You're just like, fuck, man, I didn't know. That's why I watch so much Asian anal porn. God damn it!
Wait, what?
What's going on? What's going on now? Moving on. So cyber.
Never mind. Video games, guys.
Video games. Yeah, video games.
I can send y'all some pics later.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Speaking of, I posted some giant like nuclear reactor dick porn in our
I still didn't look at it, and I refused to look at it.
I shared it.
What'd you say?
I shared it, and I got a bunch of vomit reacts.
Oh my god, dude! I just loaded it up and it's it's so bad. If you want to see what it looks like, is it up in our lewd channel up on Discord?
It was in lewd mails.
Lewd mails, okay. So
There are going to be some other terrifying images in there too, guys. Just giving you a heads up. I wandered in there once, and I'm not right.
So here's how different we are from all the other gaming sites. We have a Discord server. You can join it right now. Discord.me/nichegamer. There's thousands of people on there all the time, and it's like the old internet. It's crazy. It's fun. It's kind of scary but fun. And we have...
One day, I promise we're gonna have to close it down because this is terrifying.
I was talking to a certain Twitter celebrity who is connected to a lot of influential people, and and people that are at risk of getting banned for things. And he told me flat out, he's like, you should just remove the porn from the Discord. Just play it safe, man. And I was like, well, as long as there's no lollies. He's like, nah, just remove all of it. And I'm like, man, but we can't do that. So anyway.
You're gonna have to, if you go in there, you're gonna have to scroll a bit because it's got buried by trap porn.
God.
Of course it did.
It's pretty bad.
I was gonna say I cracked open lewd mails and what the fuck, guys? I never cracked it.
Did you, Hunter? Did you see the one that we're talking about though?
Just a lot of traps.
If you go back to Slack, it's in our actual staff Slack server for the website. We have a porn channel just for porn in there.
Taking a look now.
I'm not joking. And there's this giant ogre woman with balls big enough that she can sit on them, and a cock big enough that it's like probably her entire abdomen, and then boobs that are probably bigger than the balls themselves. So it's a very...
Hey Hunter, Tom's guy is still looking for right. I'm sure they don't deal with this stuff. Damn.
All right.
This isn't like my last Slack chat.
All right, back to the gaming news. So Cyber Connect 2.
The fuck you.
Telling you after this, I'm gonna grab my rosary. I don't got pearls around, so I gotta grab something.
Yeah, right. You need.
I guess Hunter must have found it.
You need to get you one of those red horns, one of those red Italian horns to keep the the locchio. Like you need to the eye. You got to keep it. Keep it away.
My grandma.
Oh, it's up. You're breaking up, Hunter.
I said my grandma used to wear those.
Oh yeah. Maybe it's like a Mediterranean.
It's a med thing.
Yeah. Anyway.
Some other cultures, some of the Arabic ones have their own take.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really.
Well, let's wrap up the news and then we'll shit on Stadia and Google for a while and have fun.
Yes.
So yeah.
But PC Gamer said that Stadia is cool. You just have to buy $300 with the hardware to go with.
Wrapping up the news though, so Cyber Connect 2, a lot of people love to forget how how much they've grown. I mean, people typically remember them for the dot hack series and stuff like that, but they make a lot of games now. They're making the new Dragon Ball RPG, Kakarot, making a lot of games, and they had another game that was just sitting in their studio, and they said, yeah, we stopped working on it, but it looked cool. It was called Strelka Stories, and it was for their 15th anniversary, and they had a whole bunch of games, and I think several are still in development, that are like these wartime era themed games, but there's like furry people and stuff, and it was interesting looking with the concept art. There's like airships and stuff, so looks cool. But it's no longer. It's been canceled. So
good.
Yeah. Well, it's like instead of that, they're making a new Dragon Ball game. It's like, oh, okay.
At least it's not furries.
Yeah, it's true. Furries deserve the gas chamber. Anyway, Netflix. Netflix renewed The Witcher series for a second season before it even.
I hate it.
Yeah. How much?
I don't know. I haven't watched it yet. It looks stupid.
Okay.
I haven't watched it.
I mean, you
I
know, I'm really hoping in my heart of hearts that all the stuff we wrote about how they're like, well, we have to make it diverse and inclusive, and you're just like, it's a Polish fantasy RPG, and they're like, we need more non-Polish people, and you're like, why?
It's really interesting if you know the history of Polish people and how they've had to submit to foreign powers forever, and now they're being told that their art needs to submit to foreign censors. It's just kind of funny.
Yeah, man, it's like,
The Nilfgaardians look so stupid in that show.
yeah,
And apparently it's intentional.
nice.
Like, because they're like, apparently it was, they intentionally wanted to make them look like shriveled scrotums. To have like a,
Oh,
to have like a, to have like a commentary about like the patriarchy and stuff. So like their armor looks awful, and they have like a penis.
Yeah,
helmet.
that's right. Yeah, it looks fucking stupid. Yeah.
wait, penis armor? Are these people?
Yeah, it's fucking stupid.
Yeah, their helmet has like the glands and everything. It looks like.
Well, here's the thing. When it's stuff that's clever, like in God of War 3, what was it? Aphrodite's Chamber. And this is true. If you go and play God of War 3, and it's in the art booklet too. Her bed chamber, where the bed is, there's these big curtains and stuff, and the curtains are designed in such a way and colored in such a way that it looks like a giant pussy, just a giant pussy above
Beef
her
curtains.
Aphrodite was a thought.
bed. Yeah, and it's like, but it's very subtle. Like unless you know to look for it, you probably won't notice it, but it's there.
Or you're just a massive.
Yeah.
Which I assume a good amount of our listeners are massive.
This is true.
Keep breaking up.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I said I assume most of our viewers and listeners are massive.
you broke up
Keep
again.
breaking up.
No, we know what you're trying to
Right
say.
now? Are you doing a
understand.
bit?
We understand what you're trying to say, but you just keep breaking out.
Is it a bit? I mean, maybe I should do this as a bit.
You just keep
I'm
cutting off.
convinced you're the improv god.
Oh my god. Anyway.
So now I'm gonna give you guys the secret.
God damn it. You son of a bitch. Well. Alright, let's move on. So Human Head Studios is shutting down, wah wah, but all of their staff are moving on to Bethesda as a new internal studio. And I think there was a name, right? They're called Bethesda something or something. Hold on, I'm trying to load the article. You write about thousands of things and you just forget about what certain things are called. Oh,
It's really weird because they announced that the day after they launched Rune 2.
oh yeah, yeah.
So it's like, well, I mean, clearly they were in discussions with this beforehand. It's weird that they announced this right after launching a game.
Yeah. Well, you saw the theories, right? I'm pretty sure you did, man. So the name of the studio is called Roundhouse Studios, and for those listening out there, if you haven't been following Bethesda and Human Head, back years ago, Human Head released a trailer for Prey 2, and it looked fucking amazing. And I still watch it every so often. If you haven't watched the Prey 2 trailer, it's like the last one they did before it was canceled, and I forget the exact details, but basically Bethesda was like, no, you can't make that game. And I think it's because they own the IP or something. I forget. Or no, that's right. It was Human Head was developing it, and then Bethesda was like, nah, we don't like this. And then I think they took them off the project, right? And then they rebooted it as what is now known as Prey, and it's like a survival, psychological horror game or whatever. But the trailer for Prey 2 was like, hey, you can be a bounty hunter and hunt aliens, and it looks really cool. And you're just like, I want this.
I always wanted the original Prey 2 because it looked cool. It was the trailer. It's this bounty hunter guy that's like a Western looking theme when he's like running through this alien metropolis and chasing after this alien criminal. And
Yeah, it looked so good. And I have a source who I might try pursuing to talk about that. You know, even if it's not anonymously. He's talked to me about that stuff. You know, and for what it's worth, he worked at Human Head for a while, and you know, and he's a great guy, and he's like, yeah, they're all great people. Like they just really wanted to make that game, and it just didn't happen. It fucking sucks, and he wishes them the best with the new studio, you know. So I don't know, we'll see. And anyway, last but definitely not least, Sonic the Hedgehog movie, man. Oh man, he looks better, right? I mean, he looks so much better. Like, oh
5,000 times better.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I like the what was it? The Hard Times that wrote an article that said the headline was Sonic fans now drunk with power demand that Biggs the Cat be added to the game.
Those the Hard Times and Babylon Bee are my two favorite satire sites.
Oh yeah.
I love them so much. They're fucking geniuses, and if anybody can get the word to them that we love them, we love you. We love you. I love you. I don't know about everybody else, but they're good.
Who is the one that? Who are the people who run hard drive?
The same ones. Yeah. The Hard Times and Hard Drive Mag are the same people.
I giggle for some of the stuff they come up with.
Oh, dude, they're fucking. Dude, I get fucking mad sometimes because they're so clever. It's like, God damn it, you know.
I could came up with this would have been a great meme of the.
Yeah,
because it's just they're just some of the shit they come up with. God damn it, I could have thought of that. God damn it.
I mean, no joke. Like we've talked about it, and I know competitors of ours have done it, and you know, I'm not trying to toot our own horn, but they just don't have the push that we have, and it's like having a satire column. And I gotta say, man, EGM they did a lot of things right, and they had a really fun satire column, and it's like maybe we can do that like once a week.
Talking about Sean Baby.
Yeah, man. Oh, Sean Baby.
That was great. That was great. They torture him and make him play the worst games.
Yeah, man. And there's so much stuff that we have in the pipeline, and you know, a lot of it is happening. It's being made and planned, and you know, it's going to be coming out soon. And a lot of it we're just spitballing like we're doing right now. You know, so anyway. Google Stadia. Topic of the week. Oh shit! It launched.
So which one of us are going to review it?
You will not pay me the amount of money that I would ask to do that, Brandon. You would not be able to pay me the amount of money that.
I mean, if I could get you one, would you?
No, I'm telling you, like I need like a 20 times bonus is what my normal pay is. Just
oh man, that's a lot of money.
If you get the package with the controller and the Chromecast, send it over. I'll take that.
We're not gonna review it. I'll just take the Chromecast.
We'll tell Google we'll all take one.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we'll take the controller. I mean, is it a USB controller? Can you use it?
They can send me a video card too. Yeah.
We'll get you a thick.
Get you something thick. Yeah, I want thick video cards. Yeah.
I don't even know if I have Google contacts because they're such a huge like multinational conglomerate. It's like, you know, you just can't talk to people.
Well, it's like trying to grab a fucking slime from Dragon Quest. You can't fucking. You know, it's like you don't know where to grab. You don't know if you can take a hold of anybody. It's like, holy shit.
You know, guys, we talked about Game Pass earlier, and my God, there's a ton of games that's on this Game Pass.
Oh, dude, yeah.
I'm almost done downloading Wasteland.
And they're adding more to it like every month. See, what they'll do is And again, this is just from where I worked for them for how long did I work for them, Brandon? What, like 4 years?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. I was with the call center that provided customer service for them. And what they do is whenever they introduced Game Pass in 2017, what they used to do with Games with Gold was they would take 2 Xbox One games, 1 360 game, and that would be the Games with Gold. Well, what they done whenever they finally launched the Game Pass was they done the same with the Gold, but at least once a month, sometimes twice a month, depending on what demand it was for the titles that was on it. They would make one game available in their library for that Game Pass, and they started fucking rolling them out pretty hard over the past year and a half, and yeah, pretty crazy how many games are on there.
Oh yeah. Hey, why don't you?
And then you look at Stadia.
Yeah, I was gonna say compared to Stadia.
How many games does Stadia have?
I think
22 now.
12,
22.
12.
Nope,
14.
they dumped it up to 10 more at the launch day. Literally,
Wow, 22
last
games.
second.
And don't you have to pay like full price for them too?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, they're fucking I think I saw Skyrim on there going for like $60.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I really hope they launch guys. Please, God, let that not be.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
I mean, let that be an actual thing they did, because it's a joke either.
Here's the thing. I love Skyrim probably more than most video games ever, but I don't love it that much. I'm sorry. Like I have standards. I have a line, and I can't.
I think this conversation went. Google Stadia was announced their thing, and then Todd Howard jumps up in the audience, and goes, "Google Stadia, you."
Yeah, right. and dude,
Puts it on everything.
And you're talking to a guy. I literally bought. Here, I'm gonna pull my books off this one. Right. I'm moving. Oh, my desk here. Yeah. I literally got the gigantic Skyrim library collection. All of the books in the game in hardcover form. I got it. And
How much did that cost?
it was it's normally kind of expensive, but it was crazily marked down one day, and I'm like, fuck it, and I, I ordered it. And dude, they're really nice. They're really nice.
I'm sure they're nice.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna pull this out and sniff it. Oh,
He's sniffing it.
I mean, it's like the brand new, like, Oh my god, sorry. All right, I'm gonna put this away.
Brandon, you need a library one day, and that's in it. And the whole thing needs to smell of.
Yeah, dude, what was it? I got the physical version of Downwell with the fucking flip grip, right? That came in, and it has the manual that comes with it. And the first thing, you gotta pull out and you gotta sniff it. That's the first thing you gotta do, and it just smells so good. You just have to. Like,
I sniff other things. I don't.
What do you
Well.
sniff?
that's a little. This is a podcast for all ages, sir.
Whoa! You guys are talking about goblin cock 5 minutes ago, right? I'm sorry.
He sniffs gamer girl pee.
Oh my god, this filth. My god, this degeneracy. I can't believe this.
Why am I salivating?
Good lord. Anyway.
Oh man, I got some funny jokes about gamer girl pee, but I'm gonna let it.
We're talking about Google Stadia, man. We're talking about Stadia.
That's
bro.
right.
We're talking about streaming is the future.
Okay. Okay.
Not streams of
Okay, so
pissing.
I'm gonna paint you guys a picture as somebody who. I'm gonna paint you guys a picture of what happened at Google, and many of you guys are wondering a couple of things. If you know how the tech works, you're probably wondering why the hell did Google think that they should do this, which is exactly what I'm thinking. Or you don't understand the tech, and I'm going to explain the tech right now. So everybody has this idea that they like to use words like the cloud and, fully networked future where everything is computed together and in the. What that means is there are a bunch of supercomputers or tons of servers in a central data center somewhere. it's Google, so there's probably a bunch of them throughout the country. And every time you play the game, you're getting a video feed of the game that you're playing, and then when you press a button on Stadia, it sends the input all the way to the data center. The game reacts to it, then it sends you the video feed back of it. At its best, there's going to be a noticeable lag, and eventually, if it's all perfect, you'll get used to it. In theory. But what's actually happened with this, and what everybody's explained, is that it's incredibly inconsistent because it's running across the internet. And people say this stuff about sharing the game, but here's a problem. Let's say the new Call of Duty comes out, and you have all of these game servers. The new Call of Duty comes out, and everyone wants to play it at 12 o'clock. Well, they set up for 10,000 people the game at once if they have 50,000 subscribers, but then all 50,000 subscribers want to play the game at once, so the game looks like shit and runs at 2.
Yeah.
Because they have to downsample it because it's not actually showing you the video that you'd be playing at home. It's compressing it. So like if you guys have ever watched Blu-ray movies in your house and then you watch 4K Netflix and you notice that it doesn't look as nice, it's because the video is because it has to be sent over the internet, and that's what they're doing with this. And they're still taking a ton of internet.
That's exactly how I understood it. I think as well, and yeah, like I'm sure you guys have seen it. And I'm not gonna name any names because one of them. All right, I'll just say Rami Ismail. All right, Rami Ismail. All right, he's been a huge. I don't want to say like Stadia defender, but he's been like a country
supporter. He looks at the tech. There's a lot of people that think that there's a future with the tech, and they're probably right.
Yeah.
Eventually, that's not now. That's not soon. And the business model that Stadia has is probably the worst part of it because you don't have access to the game on your home console. This is a replacement for a home console, not something in addition to it.
Oh yeah.
But you were saying about his comment?
Yeah, about Rami. And just as an FYI, and this is just me as a person in the industry and just as a human being, I like to be friends with everybody, even if I don't agree with them on anything. And it's like, so like, I consider Rami like like an industry, I guess you could say friend. Like if I see him, I'll say, "Hey, what's up, man?" And then give him a quick hug. I'm like, "How you been?" And that's it. Like I don't really.
I don't. If you disagree, fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm kidding, obviously.
And that drives people nuts because they know that I lean right, he leans left, and they're just like, "How does this work?" And I'm like, "We're two human beings," and But anyway. Even despite him being a massive contrarian with Stadia, and I've seen the posts, and I'm like, man, can you just not? Can you just please stop, man? Like I can't do this, And but I feel the same way. I can't see a future for the tech. Our infrastructure is crumbling.
So, here's an argument I'll make. If it's doing what xCloud is doing, it would be really cool. If it's something that you use in addition to playing the game locally on your own hardware, that's cool. If you're waiting for your game to download and you could play the stream, that's cool. If you could stream it from a tablet or a laptop when you're not home, that's really... But that's not what they're doing. They want this to replace your home console, and it's not going to do that. Or you're... By the way, some really interesting stuff for those who haven't read or who aren't familiar with the tech. Stadia kept commenting on how this is playing at 4K and resolutions and assets that are much higher. And it's like PC gaming, but so the devs from Bungie, or is it Bungie still that runs Destiny?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the devs, so Bungie has said with Destiny, it's running at medium texture quality, because some Eagles that the video stream is not as nice looking, which if you don't count like video compression stuff of like basically shrinking the image to fit it in down the pipeline to watch so you can play it on the internet. Even if you don't count that, the actual like assets that the game is playing on the servers themselves is the equivalent of medium on PC and is lower assets than what's used on the Xbox One X and the PS4.
Nice.
So even that isn't really true, because it'd be easier to run on the hardware. It's just funny how this works.
Okay, can I roleplay something?
Okay.
Me like Vidya. Me no have console for some reason. Me get Stadia?
So a part of the problem is if you're such a casual who doesn't own a console, then you probably don't have a crazy good internet connection, and a very good router if you're doing it wirelessly, or maybe you're running it wired, which nobody's going to do. And you're not going to want to spend $60 for games if you can play mobile games that are free. There's
This is true.
huge cost of entry. That's
Who
a
the
part
fuck
of
is this for? Can I get an explanation of who this is?
All right, I'll give you an explanation of this for. This is the second part. So those people who are asking, why did they make this? You have to put yourself in the world of a Google employee who lives in San Francisco, where the internet is amazing and there are people.
Yeah.
They all think that everyone has $250 routers in their homes and gigabit internet. They all live within shouting distance of a Google.
Yeah, they got fucking Google Fiber right around the corner.
But they're not really gamers, Hunter. They don't really have time for it. They work. They don't really care. But sometimes they see cool games out, and they want to play them. Why can't they just stream those games like they stream? And stuff like input delay and lag and video compression.
It's like, why can't I play Death Stranding on my Android?
Literally. That's literally what it is.
Why can't the games play themselves? You know?
Yeah.
But the problem is there's not enough people that are like this, that would ever do this. This is a Google employee solving a problem for a Google employee.
Yeah.
Well, that's the whole thing about Silicon Valley as a whole. They live in a bubble. They live in a bubble. They are not connected to anything other than that little 100-some-odd square mile area of LA, and that whole area right there.
You got to think about it like this. I'm a regular gamer, and I'm one of the people who listen to. I have a console or a gaming PC, and I want to play Borderlands 3. Okay. Well, I also have Stadia, so let me buy it on Stadia. Oh wait, I have to buy the game twice, and I don't even get to keep my games.
Yay.
Which, in fairness, on Destiny you can't do. But you can only play online with other Stadia players, which I guarantee in 6 months will be a ghost.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna end up like the Ouya. Remember the Ouya?
Yeah, man.
Google's Kukia.
The Ouya was a dumb idea, and no devs wanted to become a part of it because it was aimed at cheap-ass gamers who don't want to.
The Ouya.
Well, anyway,
It looked cool, but yeah.
We're coming up on an hour 23-ish. So we're trying to cap these out at about an hour and a half, because some podcasts we did went on for like a long time, and it's like, if we could, I would, I would do these, longer, and we are planning to do podcasts live again, probably every 10 podcasts maybe. We'll do a live one. So, but we're trying to roll out the Niche Gamer Society, our Patreon backer program. So
we're living in a society.
and that name, the Niche Gamer Society, that was picked by you guys, by the fans. We did a poll for several days, and Society won, like dominated. It was like Society, Club, I forget the other ones, like, Society just dominated, and
I thought Society was kind of too much on the nose, but the fans wanted it, so the fans get with it.
Yeah, man, I thought so too. I thought it was too much of a joke. It was people.
Nah, I think with the fucking insane popularity of the Joker movie, I mean, it kind of rode the wave.
Yeah, it's
Kind
true.
of rode the wave on that
Society. Yeah. Um.
I still ain't seen that movie yet. I really
Veronica will never date a true gamer.
um. But yeah, so so we're trying to keep these fun, and we're trying to pack a lot of news and a lot of discussions in here, and we're planning to do spin-off podcasts. We'll do guests on the podcast. We'll do interviews again. Like we're trying to have us line up at least one interview a month. So
that'd be cool. Like interview devs and shit like that.
yeah, like and we have all the devs lining up. It's a matter of we have way too many requests for coverage. So So if you're listening, thank you so much. And we're again, every Wednesday night we'll have the NicheCast going up, and it's a week exclusive for Patreon Niche Gamer Society Elite members. So if you want to get early access, go to Niche Gamer. Well, you can go to nichegamer.com and you can go to the Niche Gamer Society. It's in our main menu under Community. You can go to patreon.com/nichegamer. You can sign up through there. You get instant access to ad-free browsing. You get the Discord title. You get access to the backer-only Discord section, so you can talk to us directly. You can ping us at any time. It's pretty cool. I'm not trying to toot our own horn and make us sound like we're super important, above like firemen or something like that, or policemen. But I'm just trying to say, if you want to be able to ping me at any time and try to shame me with some awful pizza meme or something, you can if you become a Niche Gamer Society member and join our Discord server and also get early access to the podcasts. I think that's pretty much it. And we have a lot of stuff coming up, a lot of reviews, and we have a lot of reviews coming out. I mean, like
I have to finish one right after this podcast.
Yeah. And Hunter just finished one.
And I'm going to get after some Nichiban articles tomorrow.
Nice. Yeah, and that's another thing too. Like if you haven't checked out Nichiban, it's our anime Asian culture site. So you can go to nichiban.com or you can go to nichiban.nichegamer.com. Both go to the same thing, and we have a lot of good content up on there. And we're covering anime. We're covering anime and Asian culture now. It's a lot of stuff that we're trying to cover and get content out there for.
Get all your uwoos.
Yeah. And actually, you know what? I'm gonna do a quick shout out. We're trying to do this, every episode. So trying to make people feel special and stuff, So I will do a shout out for a couple Patreon members who are in our Discord server right now, and they can ping us at any time for anything. There's this one guy, that one Belgian super cunt. There's No Guts, No Glory 94. There's No Cadian. Oh, he's he boosted us on Discord. Nice, thanks, man. Then there's John Apocalypse. He also boosted us as well. Thank you guys so much for backing us. You guys are amazing. And thank you all to the listeners. Even if you don't back us, we can't do what we're doing without you guys. We can't keep growing without you guys. So please keep checking us out. Keep supporting us, sharing our stuff, and commenting on stuff. Keep letting us know how we're doing. And
I read almost all of the comments that I get, and I try to get the best feedback that I can from them. I really do appreciate whenever there's a well thought out and I guess descriptive comment in what they would like to see or what they'd like changed.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for all of those.
Although, if we get one little tiny typo, and there's that one guy who comes in and he's like, "Hey, you forgot this one comma," and I'm like, "Oh my god, dude."
Oh, those guys always exist. I get that we're like professional and stuff, but
I'm like, dude, I'm trying. Like, I missed the comma. I'm sorry.
we got a lot going on, guys.
I missed it. Yeah, we're trying to review like 30. Somebody's honking out there. The car.
What the fuck's honking? What is that?
Some dipshit out there. So anyway, thank you. My God, you guys hear this shit?
Yes.
Wow.
Sounds like a fucking car
Wow.
alarm. Is that what that is?
Nah, that's somebody honking. This is Philadelphia, everybody. Philly. It's Philly, the city of brotherly love. Anyway. Jesus Christ.
I'd love to come down and get a cheesesteak, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's like he's sitting there just talking like normal to her.
Yeah, it's... you get used to it, sadly. It's eating away at my soul. It seriously is. I gotta get out of here. Anyway, we love you guys. Keep supporting us, and we will see you again next time.